A little bit ago, I saw a video floating around on YouTube titled, "How Unreal Engine 5 is Ruining Video Games." Some of the main criticisms presented called out the reuse of assets in the Unreal Store, and how Unreal games all look similar or they feel the same because they all use similar assets. And while asset flipping for your game could certainly be a contributor for it being bad, I don't think it's the main reason games nowadays feel worse. I think it's because your gameplay loop sucks. Now, some people don't have the same opinion that I do. In fact, I saw a comment that for certain games, like survival horror games, asset flipping doesn't really work at all and it ruins the genre entirely. And to that I say, okay, bet. I'm gonna make a survival horror game using primarily assets from the Unreal Marketplace and prove that it's not the asset flipping that's the problem, it's the gameplay. Okay, so to get started, we're gonna set up our game project using a third-person template and— hold on a second there, Sonny. Aren't you gonna use the thing? Huh? Thing? What thing? You know the thing! The thing you've been working on for a while now. Oh, you mean my third-person expanded template. That's right, everybody. This baby right here is a little something that I've been building up to save us a huge amount of time when starting projects. But what's all in it, I hear you ask? Check it out. Here's what we've got. Common UI. This is gonna help us manage our UI a lot better with input routing so that we have better navigation inside of our menus. Not only that, but it's set up to switch icon displays between keyboard and gamepad depending on what type of controller you're using. Objectives and collectibles. These can be placed and collected all throughout the levels and act as a starting point for creating more complex gameplay. Patrolling AI. These little deathbots are programmed to randomly patrol an area using an environment query system. This system predicts the best possible location based on the current path the AI is walking and where the player might be. They also have 3 different colored lights to show different states of aggression, which will be great for debugging in the future. And with all of this already set up, we can jump straight into the game design and not have to worry about setting all of this up for every single project. So, let's go ahead and make a copy of this project and actually get started. Alright, so now that we have our brand new project started, we're gonna start by working towards setting up the basics of a survival horror game. Now there are 3 core elements that make up any good survival horror game. Those 3 things are tension, atmosphere, and vulnerability. Tension is gonna happen when the player's either experiencing or anticipating something to happen. Usually that's a jump scare or being suddenly thrust into running or hiding from an enemy. Atmosphere is the setting that the player is put in, so it's the ambiance that's around the player. It's one part the environment, yes, but it's also the music, the sound effects, the lighting, and everything else that the player is feeling to be immersed into that setting. And by limiting the amount of resources that we give to the player to defend themselves, we're gonna make them feel more vulnerable and they're gonna get more cautious when they're playing. So as long as we stick to those 3 things, I think we're gonna be in good shape here. Now, I bet you're thinking that we're gonna start off by importing all of our marketplace assets and start making insane levels, right? Well, you'd be wrong. We're actually gonna start our project with a blockout. This is exactly what it sounds like, just a boring, bland, ugly looking block level that will serve as our guide for building the real level later. And this will be useful since we can spend less time on designing the level perfectly now and more time designing the actual gameplay in our block world. Okay, so I have a brand new level here inside our new project, and this is what we're gonna use as our base. And so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make a landscape and add some height variation to it. And then once we're done with that, we're gonna start making a block out of how we want the actual level to look. Alright, so as you can see, we've got our landscape imported here. The reason why it's already got some height information set to it is because I imported our landscape from a height map. And basically I just used that as a starting point for our landscape here. And what's great about this is that it already has collision. And so I can just walk around on this. And this basically is just going to give us a starting point here. With our level imported, it's time to start building other components we can place in the world. I started by making a small block out of a house that we can use to approximate their sizes. I've just kind of come up with a generic size for what I think a house should be. I know it's kind of floating in the air, but this feels like about the size that a house should be, maybe like a 2-story house. As long as things are approximated using this, we'll be in good shape. Next, I started placing my house blockout around the world in places I wanted them to be. Once they were in the right locations, I started raising and lowering each house to conform to the landscape. Okay, so now we have all of our blockout houses placed all throughout the level. You can see in some areas there's some clipping with the landscape and the house. But before we can fix the landscape clipping, we need to add our roads first. I started by making the entrance to the area, then a large loop that would circle the community. After the road was all placed, I started adjusting the landscape to align to the houses and the roads better. Then I began working on some other blockout elements like this lake and a playground area. What I've done here is I have made a couple of playground elements for my blockout. A little monkey bar set, the shape of what a swing set would be like, maybe a slide, a merry-go-round, and a little seesaw here. But all of these elements together are kind of a little small, and spacing them out would be one thing, but I don't want to have too many of them repeating. So I got the idea to make something. This is my attempt at blocking out like a jungle gym playground set. Yeah, so making this in a blockout is a little hard, but yeah, that's what I've gone ahead and done. Towards the back of the level, I set up where I wanted my jungle gym to be and then flattened out the landscape around it. Then I started adding my other playground elements near the jungle gym. I want this area to be like a private gated community, so I added a perimeter fence around the area, which will also conveniently serve as our bounds for the player. Okay, so now we have all of our major structures actually blocked out in the level. And then I've gone ahead and put a perimeter, like a stone or brick wall, all the way around the gated community. The last thing we need to do for our blockout is add some foliage to our level. I made a quick tree in Blender and imported it into Unreal to use as our placeholder. So this is our tree. It's not pretty, but it serves its purpose of what we needed to do right now. Using this mesh with the foliage tool, we are able to paint trees onto our landscape wherever we want. I tried to space out the trees a little bit more near the houses and the playground area, and then bunched them up a little bit more in the open and bare areas. Okay, so now we have a bunch of blocked out foliage all throughout the level. This kind of fills our world a lot more, and I can't quite see to the other end, which is good because I don't want to be able to see to the other side of the map. But so far, I like the feel and the scale of everything. I like how far everything is from each other. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how everything has turned out here and the blockout so far. And once I get some more trees in there, whoa, hang on a second. Hello, why are you like this? Who allowed this to happen? Who said you could do this? Okay, so now that we have our landscape and our environment for the most part blocked out, now we can start working on the objective that the player is going to be tasked with when playing this game. And since we're making a survival horror game, our objective is going to be a dead body that the player will need to investigate. I set up a new blueprint actor with a ragdoll mannequin and a collision volume that will give the player the objective. Then I started working on a spawner blueprint that we could use to determine where the bodies will spawn in the world. Alright, so I've been working on this for a little while now, and I think I've got a nice little solution for how I want the bodies to spawn in for our objectives. I have all these houses laid around the area, and I want a dead body to be randomly spawned in one of these houses. But I also want other random dead bodies to be spawned in all of those houses there. So I've devised a little structure.
What is that?
We're gonna be getting all of the spawners that are in each of the houses, and then we're gonna shuffle them. We're gonna get the first spawner of each different section that's been shuffled into the array. And once that one spawns, then we're basically going to set it to have been spawned, and we'll prevent any other ones from spawning. So yeah, now that we have bodies spawning, our objectives spawning, now we just need to create the objectives and make them different and attach them to a collectible object for our player to find. Setting up the collectibles wasn't too hard. I was able to reuse some of the code from our objective and collectible blueprints from our expanded content. Then it was a matter of making a few tweaks and placing them all around the world. The last thing that we needed was some different colors to match up our objectives to the collectibles. So now that we have all of that set up and it's working perfectly, the only thing that we need to do to get the Blockout really fleshed out and have a functioning game is to add the AI. Now, we do already have AI built into our expanded content, but we don't have a way for it to damage the player quite yet. So we made a new task in its behavior tree that will attack and damage the player. We also want our game to end when the player's health reaches 0. To do that, we'll switch the player's input to UI only and give them a game over menu when they have no health remaining. Alright, so real quick before we start placing our AI all throughout the level, I just want to show what I've done to kind of update their framework. So now if I go in and play this, if he targets me, you'll see a little debug bubble here. And this is basically him trying to attack me. You'll notice that my health bar is going down. And so if my health bar ever gets to 0, I get a game over screen and I have some options here to either play again, go to the main menu and all that. So now I just gotta take a bunch of these little guys and place them all throughout the level, and hopefully that will be it and we will be done with our Blockout. I went around my Blockout and started placing the enemy AI in positions near each set of houses. And with everything in our Blockout now placed, it's time to make sure that everything is working. All right, so I just placed all of my AI into the level. There's a bunch of them that are just randomly placed in the different areas. So there's a couple here, over here. Basically what I'm gonna try and do now is see if I can get all of the different collectibles and make it back to the starting position. Yeah, and if I don't have any issues, then this is a pretty good Blockout, I'd say, for the start of things. All right, and our little test start of our Blockout begins. Oh, I can already see in the distance my little AI bots just roaming around. I'm gonna be very cautious as I come around the side of this building because I know there's a third one around here somewhere. I don't know where he is, and that kind of scares me a lot, actually. Nope, not there. And obviously, if these houses were a lot more fleshed out, I would actually have to go searching through them, and that would drastically increase my amount of time that I'd have to waste. Oh, here's the first one. Just grab this. And oh, we got so lucky with that spawn, okay. I see you over there, I see your little dot over there. It looks like we've got some AI that are just walking on water over there. We'll have to fix that eventually. Oop, found the second one. All right, can we get lucky and have a good spawn with the second one maybe? Or do I have to really look for this one? See, the other thing that I haven't implemented yet is an ability to pick up multiple objectives. So right now, I'm kind of like stuck with having to find the second one, which I'm guessing that oh, there it is. I see it down by the lake. Just gonna casually walk down. Hello, sir. Grab that real quick. So far, I'm noticing that the amount of enemies for the space in the world is probably a little bit too low, just because I'm able to just walk through here and it's kind of a breeze. So I'll probably have to increase the amount of AI in the area. Here we go. Number 3. All right, where is this one gonna spawn? Ooh, hi. Hello. Oh, it's over there. Okay, perfect. Actually, not perfect, because it's right next to that guy. Okay, so we're just gonna quietly. Perfect. And now we should only have 2 more. Oh, shoot. Okay. I did not see that person there. You know, in broad daylight, I'm sure that that guy would see me, but right now we don't have that programmed. Right now, we're not worried about you. Ooh, I am worried about him, though. Ooh, shit. Okay, he's coming this way. Yeah, now that the AI have roamed a little bit and they're moving around, it's getting a little hectic to maneuver through these guys. Oh, God. Oh, and they're all walking this direction. Oh, no. It's gonna be in 5. Hopefully the objective is not over in that direction. God, I've even kind of forgotten where I place these ladder objectives. Oh, there it is. Out in the middle of the street there. Or the forest. I don't see anyone lurking around it, so I guess this is a freebie. And since we found the body in those houses over there and already have the objective, we can just skip by this set of houses, so that's nice. Oh, well, here's the last body. Now, where is the last marker? Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's a couple of guys over there. I could run and grab it and just run back to the entrance, but I kind of like that I've been super sleuth this whole time. Nobody else. Nice. All right, we got all 5. Now we just gotta get back to the entrance. Ooh, there's a guy walking straight toward me. Oh, 2 guys walking straight toward me. Okay, we're just gonna split the defense. Split the defense. And we're home free. Okay, real quick, let me just hop out of here. Did I get any airs? No airs. Okay, so with that test out of the way, it looks like we have a basic functioning blockout of this game. This is where I'm gonna end the video today. Obviously, this game is gonna take a little bit longer to make than my previous 2, but I hope you've enjoyed what we got done today. If you like this video and you wanna see more of this series, be sure to let me know by clicking the like button down below. And if you wanna make sure that you don't miss the next part in this series, be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the bell for notifications. If you want to check out some of my other games that I've made, there's a link in the description that will take you to my Game Jolt where you can download all of them for free. Thanks everybody so much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.